If your company is adding AI agents, the scary part is not that one agent makes a mistake. The scary part is that nobody can see which runway it used before it touches your CRM, your tickets, or your system of record. That is why Glean's new agent development lifecycle matters. It is not just another agent builder. The mind shift is this: agents are becoming software, and software needs a control tower before it gets production privileges. Glean describes ADLC as a framework for building, launching, governing, and measuring agents as they move from experiments into production. That sounds dry until you picture the alternative. One team builds a support agent, another builds a sales agent, a third lets an internal helper right back into a workflow. Each one looks useful in a demo, but in production, every agent has context, tools, permissions, and failure modes. Without a shared control plane, you do not have automation. You have air traffic with no tower. The one mechanism to remember is the agent control plane. It has 3 jobs. First, decide what an agent is allowed to know. Glean's point is subtle. Strong context is not more data. It is the right governed data, tools, examples, and feedback signals for the job. Too little context, and the agent fails outside the demo. Too much context, and the model drowns in noise or sees information it should not use. Second, decide who can use the agent and where it can act. The article describes library controls that can become a governed front door for distributing agents, including blocking or flagging sensitive content and restricting some groups from using agents to write into systems of record. That is the difference between a helpful assistant and an unsupervised employee with a badge. Third, make every run inspectable. Glean highlights debug and trace views that show inputs, tool calls, model decisions, and outputs. This matters because the old way of judging an agent from the final answer is like judging a flight by whether it landed. When something goes wrong, you need the route, the altitude, the handoff, and the exact tool call where the decision drifted. The verdict: the agent race is not about who launches the most bots. It is about who can certify agents fast enough that people trust them with real work. The winners will treat every agent like a product with a life cycle: narrow context, permission-aware access, observable runs, and measured distribution. So if you are building with agents this quarter, do not start by asking, how many can we deploy? Ask, where is our control tower? Who approves the flight path? What context is cleared? What systems can it touch? And when it fails, can we replay the run instead of guessing? That is how you graduate from experimenting with agents to commanding them. The future belongs to teams that do not just hire digital workers. They become the operators who can safely direct an intelligent fleet.